Peace and blessings, everyone. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone's off to a great start of the week so far. And I hope everyone can hear me as well as see me. Let me see here. Do we have audio? Hear me as well. I just want to make sure we have audio because my signal reception has not been too good. Let me see. Hold on a second. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right, peace, everyone. Hope everyone's well. All right, so we're live. We're live and direct briefly here. Okay, cool. Great. All right. Great. So excellent. So hope everyone's start to the week has been going pretty well. We're going to get right into it briefly to this evening. And for those who will be tuned in later to the stream, make sure you share and like and ask questions. If you have questions, feel free to interrupt or put in the comment section, and we'll take them as they come in. Just a couple of things major that's happening. It's really quite unprecedented what's going on in Canada, that we have seen a influx of wildfires. There's about 414 wildfires that are burning in parts of Canada right now at the same time, over parts of Nova Scotia and Quebec, which is just to the north of the states in New England, which is like Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, upstate New York. So just above the border, the Canadian North American border over those states there. So this wildfire is burning unprecedented, and the pictures is really, really, really intense for wildfires burning. So what that has meant for a lot of us downstate here in the States is that there's been wind that's been blowing the smoke direction further into down south, further here to the States, as far south as North Carolina has been plummeted with this smoke / haze. And there's a little bit of some confusion, or not confusion, but what is smog and what is haze and what is these terms that you may hear on a regular basis used. So fog is particularly known as smoke fog. Some call it smoke fog. So for this purpose, we're going to call it smoke fog. So it is a fog or haze that's combined with smoke and other atmospheric pollutants. So smog, again, is also known as smog fog, is combined fog or haze with smoke and other atmospheric pollutants. So what we're seeing is a very smoggy, hazy sky cover as of late. A very smoggy and hazy sky as of late. Those clouds that we saw today, if you live in New York City, if you lived across the Hudson in New Jersey, in Newark, northern portions of New Jersey, down to Philly, if you looked up and saw a very orangey-like sun this morning at around sunrise, it's not normal. And then you saw these clouds, these like cloud cover around it. That's not clouds. That's haze or smog. This is what people wake up to, or have been waking up to in parts of California for years now, because of all the unprecedented wildfires that have burnt up millions upon millions of acres in California. They wake up to smog, poor air quality, etc. They've been waking up to this for years. In China, they have this. It's more so emissions or exhaust from the factories, and those pollutants coming up into the atmosphere that creates their type of smog issue that they've been having bad air quality issues for years there too, as well. So it's the particular same particular situation. So I'm going to pull some pictures so we can at least visualize what we're talking about tonight. And we're going to share screen and we're going to discuss it. And I'm going to pull up this first one here. And this is out of an article, but I want to scroll down here if everyone can see. There is a map here in the middle. This is a screenshot of this, a radar-based analysis from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, of course, is known as NOAA for short, taken on Tuesday. This is of Tuesday, yesterday afternoon now, Eastern Standard Time. And this is surface level. All of this here is like dark red, and purplish colors. That's all. That's not clouds. That is all smoke on the surface level, because this radar is on the surface. So this is all smoke that's coming down from Canada. This whole fumes of smoke coming straight down up through upstate New York, through Buffalo, all the northern parts of New York State, all the way down to Pennsylvania, all the way down to New York City, all the way to Jersey, all the way down to Maryland, and even parts and down to North Carolina as well. This is all pure, nothing but smoke. Nothing but smoke. So just to give you at least radar-wise what it looks like, right? But let's go down here, and I want to take you to this picture. This picture is one of the wildfires is burning in Canada right now. That's all the smoke that's coming. The wind direction is just blowing this smoke. It's just the traverse winds is just taking all this smoke that you see here, and it's just moving it along, just moving it along. But this is from one of the wildfires burning right now in Canada right now. That's all that smoke. So within the smoke, we have dust. We have this thing called particulate matter, PM for short, PM 2.5. It's called particulate matter. So you may want to know, we're going to stop sharing that screen, and we want to discuss what is particulate matter, and what is that, and how does that affect us? Particulate matter 2.5, right? Okay, so let's share screen again, and let's discuss what is particulate matter 2.5. So we're going to share screen again, and we're going to discuss and define what is particulate matter. Okay. This is straight from the United States Department of Environmental Protection Agency, also known as EPA for short. So they have here what is particulate matter and how does it get into the air. So they have a picture here, a diagram here of particulate matter. And this is I think this is a pretty good diagram of explaining what particulate matter is in comparison to some other matters. This is human hair, which is 50 to 70 in diameter. See, this is pretty big, right? Right, and this underneath here is like fine beach sand in diameter. But particulate matter is really, 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 really small. That's why it's 2.5 micros in diameter, extremely small particles. This is mainly combustion particles or organic compounds, heavy metals, etc. Usually 2.5 or less. This is what comes, or dust, and this dust actually is PM10. Dust is actually very much smaller, right? So dust, pollen, mold all falls under 10 microns in diameter, so or less, 10 microns or less in diameter. So this is what's in our commonly found in like smoke. We have dust in the air. We could have also with the smoke from wildfires come some organic compounds, metals mixed in there. So you're gonna have a lot. So, but these are very fine particles. You can't see them with the naked eye. You really can't. So Usually with these wildfires, like I said, you have dust, dirt, soot, or smoke, or at large or dark enough to be seen with the naked eye. So PM stands for particulate matter, also called as particular pollution. The term for a mixture of solid particles and liquid droplets found in the air. Again, some particles such as dust, dirt, soot, smoke are large or dark enough to be seen with the naked eye. Others are so small they can only be detected using an electron microscope. So let's find PM10, PM2.5. PM10 is inhalable particles with diameters that are generally 10 micrometers and smaller. And PM2.5 are finer, much more finer inhalable particles of matter with diameters that are generally 2.5 micrometers and smaller. They say how small is 2.5 micrometers? Think about a single piece of hair from your head. The average human hair is about 70 micrometers in diameter, making it 30 times larger than the largest fine particle. So that's extremely, extremely, extremely small. What sources of particulate matter? Particulate matter particles come in many sizes and shapes and can be made up of hundreds of different chemicals. Some are emitted directly from a source, such as construction sites, unpaved roads, fields, smokestacks, or fires. In this case, this is where we're getting our particulate matter from, or fires more so. Most particles form in the atmosphere as a result of complex reactions of chemicals such as sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides, which are pollutants emitted from power plants, industries, and automobiles. That's also a contributing factor to PM, our PM 2.5 levels, is whatever that's also we're driving. So a lot of cities like New York, very busy, a lot of cars on the road. All that contributes to particulate matter too. So not only do you have the smoke, which is the main cause of what we're seeing right now, but also on top of cars release particulate matter. Any power plants that are around producing particulate matter, and any other forms of industry are also producing particulate matter in some form, which is also contributing to the smog as well. But mainly coming from the wildfires, but nonetheless, these also can exacerbate the problem. So what is the harmful effects of particulate matter? So particulate matter contains microscopic solids or liquid droplets that are so small that they can be inhaled, cause serious health problems. Some particles are less than 10 micrometers in diameter and can get deep into your lungs, and some may even get into your bloodstream. Of these particles, less than 2.5 micrometers in diameter, also known as fine particles, or PM2.5, pose the greatest risk to health. Fine particles are also the main cause of reduced visibility, haze in the U.S., including many of our treasured national parks and wilderness areas. So I'm going to stop sharing. Oh, well, screen just became a little smaller. Okay. So that's that particulate matter in its nutshell. We also learned about smog. We defined what is smog. Now learned about what is haze, and that's the reduced visibility because of the wildfires and the smoke. That's the smoke from the wildfires and the dust and the fine particle matter that you get these hazy like skyline that we've seen today in New England and the Northeast region of the United States. So I'm going to stop sharing this particular screen here. And I'm going to now pull up some other pictures to show you what it looks like from the satellite view. Unfortunately, tonight you can't see it because the sun is set, and that's crucial for the satellites to pick up. The Earth has to be lit. The Earth has to be lit in order for the regular satellite, to pick up on smoke and cloud cover, etc. So we can't show you what the radar looks like. I mean, what the satellite view looks like tonight until we get morning time. I'm going to share now my screen again, and we're going to look at some of the skyline. I want to point out what that haze looked like for those who probably saw and probably were confused as to what they were seeing this morning when they woke up and was traveling to work. This is what the New York City skyline looked like. In fact, yeah, here we go. This is what the New York City Manhattan skyline looked like today. This is this is not clouds. This is this is haze and smog. The sun has been obstructed. The sun was out today, but it was coming in and out. We had some rain off and on today that I won't say did not help, but it really didn't help because it wasn't the intensity wasn't here to really do any cleansing of the atmosphere, which we need at this point of time. We need a good cleansing to get this smog out of here and get this haze out of here. So this is what the skyline looked like today in New York City, in Times Square. Not in Times Square, but in Manhattan. And I think this below here is probably more likely Central Park. Trees in the background there, but that's what it looked like today in the city. And I'm sure people are getting pictures all across the Northeast. And as far as west as Minnesota, about 100 million people are under air quality alerts. And that's what we want to talk about next, the AQI index, so the air quality index, and how important that is to monitor from now until this is done. So the air quality alerts stretch from New York State all the way down to the Carolinas. And again, as I said, as far as west Minnesota, you could smell it. You could smell smoke. If your windows are open tonight, you should close your windows. Close your windows the next 2 days. Don't keep your windows open because I had a window open and you could definitely smell the smoke. You definitely could smell the smoke. It has the smoke-like feeling. Those are straight from the wildfire. So it's dust in there. It's fine particles. It's something to do note because this is going to be a stretch. What's today? Wednesday now. We had Tuesday. We had Monday actually start. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and throughout the weekend actually, where potentially we will see a long stretch of bad air quality. So longer, much more exposure to particulate matter. So as long as the air atmosphere stays this way, soon enough, your home, your house, your apartment, air quality is going to match the same. It's going to match the same air quality as outside. So the air quality is 161, index of 161, which is dangerous. This is code red. I'm going to explain what I mean by code red, code pink, orange, green, etc. Green is good, by the way. You want to be green. You want to be green. You don't want to be. You don't want to be not green. So green is good. But as you progress further on the AQI index, and that AQI index increases, it becomes very dangerous for sensitive groups. That's seniors above 65. That's groups that suffer from upper respiratory issues, asthma, emphysema, any upper respiratory issue you can think of. That's any age. And then our kids, talking about younger children that's bodies are not fully developed yet. Lungs are not fully developed to capacity yet. So that's younger babies, infants, that's dangerous. This code red is dangerous. So those groups I just named should not be outside unless they have to. And if they have to, they shouldn't be outside for a long period of time. It's just not good the air quality is not good for to breathe in. Now when we start going to pink and darker colors, that's when it gets dangerous for pretty much anybody. Pretty much doesn't matter at that point. Long exposure to particulate matter can have some problems. Even if you have not been diagnosed with asthma or any other upper respiratory issue, you still may feel a little weird breathing may be a little off, you may still feel something, feeling. That's more likely due to, again, inhalation, the smoke, particulate matter, etc. So at this time, we are concerned, crucially, very crucial, concerned about those communities that already have been affected by environmental justice communities like Hunts Point, like South Bronx, Hunts Point, aka the South Bronx, parts of Southeast Jamaica, Queens, including those by the airport, by JFK, and other places around the country, and some other cities in Philadelphia and Baltimore and Detroit, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, which has been notoriously known for bad air quality because of the steel industry there, and a lot of industries there too. But nevertheless, we're concerned about the communities that face environmental justice issues for years in terms of air pollution being a concern. Now, we're going to exacerbate that issue. So we want to monitor this very carefully as to the response that's been given and attention has been given to this issue. One thing that we want to take a look at is the next few days is the call outs from school from those children who suffer from asthma. Want to pay close attention to your children who have asthma. And those places I just named, especially Hunts Point, has the highest asthma rate in the country. It's the Bronx, South Bronx, highest asthma rate in the country. And that's because of particulate matter, because of the trucks, industrial areas there. A lot of trucks go in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Particulate matter all over the place. So now with this issue being of the smoke, we have a very, very, very serious situation on our hands. So until wildfires are contained or put out, this can be a potential issue that will be on and off for a good period of time until the wildfires are pretty much all contained, or the bigger ones that are larger in size in terms of burning more acreage are contained or put out. We're going to have to deal with this issue on and off. How long that's going to be, again, till the wildfires are contained or put out. All it takes is the trade winds, that wind direction rather, to keep blowing that smoke down here, or into the States rather, from Canada. So, till that happens, we will be dealing with smog issue off and on. But for right now, for the short term, we'll be dealing with it for the rest of the week. The rest of the week into the weekend. And the next chance for some sizable amount of precipitation, for something, hopefully something that can put some more damper into this, clear out the atmosphere. It won't be till Monday and Tuesday time frame of next week. And hopefully, again, that will be enough to clean out the air a little bit better for us. But we definitely need a cleansing of the atmosphere. The only way we can get that is to get some rain in here that's going to be intense enough to clear that out. Clear out the smog, clear out the smoke, and allow the air to be a little more breathable for us to breathe in, right? Okay. So I think we want to go over now the air quality index, so the AQI, and how that comes about. And then we'll take questions as they come in. If there are any questions, feel free to ask on this issue, or leave them in the comment section, and we'll get back to it as soon as we can. We're going to go to air quality index. Whoa. Wow. That's interesting. Let's share the screen. Whoa. That just jumped. Last check AQI when I was coming home from work around 4 o'clock this afternoon, the AQI for New York was 161. It is now It is now up to 222. Oh boy. Let's bring this up to screen. Share screen here. Let me see so you can see what I'm seeing. All right, so this is just in New York. I can change by based upon zip or city and zip. Where did I see that at? In fact, going closer to PA is really bad right now. It's 194 closer to Allentown, and Quakertown it's like 185 right now. So all right, so what we're seeing here. All right, so this is Google Maps. Obviously, we're looking at Google Maps, Google Earth. Bottom here is the U.S. Air Quality Index. Here, it goes from 0, which is good air quality. 0 means good. One between 0 and 50. If you're between 0 and 50, that's good air quality. If you're in 50 to 100 AQI, that's yellow. It's okay. It's moderate. It's moderate. It's not bad. It's breathable. It's maybe some particulate matter in there, but not too bad. Anything above 100, 150, we're code orange, which now is become a little, starting to get some more particulate matter in there. When we start walking to 150 to 200, we're in the red, the lighter red. When you start talking 200 to 300, darker red. And when you start talking to 300 to 400, you talk about darker red to almost like, I don't know, it's like a pinkish color. Can't barely see it. You're not able to see it. And I don't have even an example to show right now. But we're going to take some cities here. These are reports that are coming in. Monitors. These are monitors that are set up in different places. This is Eisenhower Park. I think this is, if we can, let me zoom in here a little bit. I think this is Long Island. Yeah, this is out towards, this is Nassau County. Where is Eisenhower Park? Oh boy, we lost him. No, here we go. Yeah, this is, of course, Nassau County on the border between Queens and Long Island. This is 155 right now at Eisenhower State Park. This is 188. This is closer to, where is this? This is closer. It's still Long Island. It's also pretty bad. 180 is not too good. It's bad, actually. This is by me, actually. 222 air quality. 222. This is by, let me see. Let me zoom in a little more. Whose report is this? Yeah, this is around my house. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is coming straight. This is real close to where I live. Yeah, this is my neighborhood here. This is up towards Main Street. This is 222 air quality AQI. This is really bad. I mean, heavy smoke, heavy smog right now. And then 184 closer to the highway there. That's in New York City. I'm going to, let me see, pull out here. I'm going to try to bring up how we get to how is this defined, this air quality index defined? How do we get these different colors? What do these different colors mean to us as people in terms of our health? And this is just bad, like all the way out to Brooklyn 194, all the way down Brooklyn 197, down close to Bay Ridge. Staten Island coming to 166. Let's go down to Jersey. Let's get into Jersey. Now we're into Jersey. Even to Jersey. What is this one closer to? This marker here, excuse me. This might be closer to Newark. Let's zoom in a little bit. This is in Newark, actually. Yep, South Broad, Bergen Street, Clinton Ave, 184 air quality. So you get the point. This region is pretty much, everybody's pretty much covered in smog. I'll back this out a little bit, and you'll see for yourself. Connecticut, up into Connecticut is inundated with smoke too. That is Stanford. This is Stanford, maybe New Haven. This is Riverside. Okay, Riverside. Yeah, basically around all of the major cities in in Connecticut, Danbury, Stanford, West Haven, North Haven, New Haven, all bad air quality. And in fact, let's see if we can pull up to upstate. How's our friends upstate doing? This is towards Buffalo, I think. State College, PA, well, you got here, State College 181. So you get the point. Whole of state, New York, Pennsylvania, it's all pretty bad air quality right now. Even down towards, let's see, down towards Delaware here. You can get to Delaware. Maryland, too. Well, Maryland, code orange. This is still pretty bad. Delaware, this is down Delaware 159. And that stretches all the way down to North Carolina. We get a report right here at 144. So you get the point of what we're discussing in terms of how the reach of the smoke has gone as far south as into North Carolina. I'm going to now pull up what this means for groups, for us inhaling this stuff, material. We do have a question I see in the comments from Merrill Jefferson. Asks, what should we do to protect ourselves as much as possible? Okay, good question, great question. I'm going to answer that question now. Unfortunately, I know Merrill, if you're not on, hopefully you get the answer. If you come back on, let's do this later, answer the questions here, but I also will share some tips and advice from the experts in reference to. But what we can do, again, if you're inside your apartment, your house, make sure your windows are closed. There is no opening windows tonight for no fresh air. Not happening. It's not happening for several days. So don't even think about opening up your windows for fresh air, because all you're going to be breathing in is smoke in particular matter. So all windows should be closed. All windows should be closed. You should have, if you're running an AC unit, you may want to change that AC unit from not blowing air from inside, from the outside, and switch that over to the other, the reverse of that. Also, you want to think about getting a home air filter, a home air filter for your homes, to start cleansing out your home. So I can't stress that enough. Home air filters for your rooms in your home, or your room in your apartment, whatever the case may be. Getting a few of those would be a good investment at this point of time, because this is going to last for several days. So as long as a longer period of time means more exposure to the particulate matter, which means that our homes would soon take the shape of the air quality that's outside. All right, so if you're going to be inside, please take these measures. If you're going to be outside, please try to limit your strenuous activities. Exercising strenuously or working strenuously if you can. Limit those time outdoors as much as possible. If you are going outside, maybe wear a mask with a filter in it. So therefore that protects you from exposure to particulate matter and dust and smoke. All right, we're going to now go into, thank you, Merrill Jefferson, for that question. We're now going to go into what is the air quality index? How is that derived? We discussed what the AQI is in terms of numbers, but we want to discuss how is it derived, and also what those colors mean. Okay. I think I have something here. Okay. All right, here we go. We got it right here. Okay. I'm going to share screen again one more time for tonight. Today. Okay, QI. All right, so this is the last point of discussion for this For this update, we're going to discuss now what is the air quality index, or the AQI. This is something you're going to hear a lot for the next five days. What is the air quality index? Okay. This is the U.S.'s air quality. U.S. AQI is the Environmental Protection Agency's index for reporting air quality. So we think of the AQI as a yardstick that runs from 0 to 500. The higher the AQI value, the greater the level of air pollution and the greater the health concern. For example, an AQI value of 50 or below represents good air quality, as we said before, which is the green color, while an AQI value of 300 represents hazardous air quality. For each pollutant, an AQI value of 100 generally corresponds to an ambient air concentration that equals the level of the short-term national ambient air quality standard for protection of public health. AQI values at or below 100 are generally thought to be satisfactory. When AQI values are above 100, air quality is unhealthy. At first, for certain sensitive groups of people, then for everyone as the AQI value gets higher. The AQI is divided into 6 categories. Each category responds to a different level of health concern. And each category also has a specific color. The colors make it easy for people to quickly determine whatever air quality is reaching unhealthy levels in their communities. So again, green is good, 0 to 100. Yellow is 51 to 100. It's moderate, which means the air quality is still acceptable. However, there may be a risk for some people, particularly those who are unusually sensitive to air pollution. Orange is unhealthy for sensitive groups, 101 to 150. That's the index of 101 to 150 is code orange, and members of sensitive groups may experience health effects. The general public is less likely to be affected. We are in red. A lot of us, New York, New Jersey, upstate, New York City, New Jersey, today was in red, which means unhealthy, which is code red, 151 to 200 AQI, which means some members of the general public may experience health effects, and members of sensitive groups may experience more serious health effects. Purple is very unhealthy. That's 201 to 300. And that's a health alert. The risk of health effect is increased for everyone. And lastly is the maroon color, hazardous. That is 301 and higher. This is when a health warning will be issued of emergency conditions, and everyone is more likely to be affected. So right now, a lot of us are still floating with code red. I have yet to, I think we said 220, some at 222. So some of them might be under purple this evening, but we don't. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Some generally code red. So be careful as you traverse the landscape the next 5 days, because it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for some people. It may not be difficult for you, but we have to be patient with each other during this time, because we don't know what everyone's risks are during this time. And we want to check up on everyone to make sure everyone is good. And right now, again, we're on code red for most. And definitely want to monitor the AQI reports, because you just don't know when they could go higher. All right. No one has any other questions. I'm seeing no one questions in the chat. I hope it was beneficial to people. We'll be on updates and keep updates coming along, and we keep sharing them as they come in. And we thank you all for those who tuned in, and also those who asked questions and participated tonight. If you're going to catch the replay, please put your questions and comments in the chat, and we'll come back and make sure to answer your questions and your comments. Also, thank you again. Please like and share and subscribe to New Freedom Exchange with the X on YouTube and on Facebook, like the page and New Freedom Network on Facebook and on YouTube as well. And thank you again for tuning into the Weather Report with your host, Imam Bilal. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum.